Hi everyone, I am Adrienne Van Keren with Tai Chi Healing Energies, and welcome to our 11th socially distanced Tai Chi session. So as always, we're going to have a couple of things we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on being nice and grounded, having all of our movements originate from the rooted, grounded feet. And we're also going to work on getting the body to work together and really be unified today. So before we do any of that, of course, we want to start by getting warmed up. So we need to get grounded. So we want to make sure our feet are evenly spaced, about hip width apart. The head top is lifting the body. We have the tailbone lightly tucked underneath to help straighten up the spine, and we're open and rounded through the joints. Just want to demonstrate really quickly. When I say we tuck the tailbone, that's the difference of standing like this and like this. Don't go too far like that. It's a very small tuck that really just helps plumb up the spine. So that's what we're going for here. Other than that, we want to be nice and relaxed around this. So right off the bat, we're going to let the arms float up in front of us. They're going to extend, come back, and float back down. And again, as the arms raise, feel the feet press just a little bit more into the ground. And then when the arms come back, look for almost a rising sensation from the feet. So again, as the arms lift, we feel the feet pressing more firmly into the ground without tensing up, of course. And as the arms fall, we want to imagine or go for the sensation of the feet rising just a little bit. So again, when the arms raise, we feel the feet sink into the ground. And when the arms fall, we almost feel a rising from our feet. So let's do that a couple more times, listening to our body with this. Very nice. So one last time, again feeling those feet press into the ground, and then feeling them relax here. From here, keeping this nice grounded position, we're going to let the arms float up the center of the body, the palms rotate to overhead, and then the arms fall softly to the sides. So then again, the arms raise, and as you do this, you can feel the feet press more firmly into the ground. And again, as the arms fall, look for almost a lifting sensation in the feet. Don't actually lift your feet, just look for that sensation. So again, the arms raise, feet press into the ground, and as the arms fall, we'll feel, and we'll again refer to it as a lifting sensation through the feet. So a couple more times like that, keeping this nice and relaxed, remembering to make sure the shoulders stay draped down as the arms raise. So one last time, just like that. And then I want you to use the momentum of the arms falling down to be able to swing the arms then out to the sides, and they're going, excuse me, to come down the center of the chest. So again, as the arms raise, we feel the feet press a little bit more firmly into the ground, and as the hands fall, we feel almost a lifting sensation right in the center of the feet. So we'll go ahead and continue with this motion. Again, remembering to keep the shoulders draped down as we do this. Let's do this a few more times, keeping it nice and relaxed. The reason I want you looking for those sensations in your feet is because if you're feeling your feet sink into the ground as the arms raise, then you are beginning to unify the entire body together. If you're not feeling it, that's perfectly okay. This comes with practice. So let's do this just one last time. Again, keeping their shoulders draped down, letting the feet press into the ground, and then lift back. Good. Next thing we're going to do is have the arms, like once again, come up the center of the body. The fingers interlace together. Pause here for just a moment, then drop all the weight into your left side, bend over to the left, then over to your right, dropping that weight in through the right, back to center, and the hands float back down. So we're going to do that 3 more times, keeping it nice and relaxed. But as the arms raise, feel the feet press more firmly into the ground, and then we'll shift all the weight over to the left, bending to follow, over to the right, and down. Very nice. A couple more times, just like that. Noticing any places the body's a little bit achy, needs a little bit more stretch. And also noticing any softening as we continue this. So notice how your body is beginning to open up and relax into this motion. So last time, dropping the weight into the left, bending to follow, and over to the right, and down. Good. So the next motion we're going to do is going to help to unify the whole body together and get you listening to your body and the feet. So if you followed along at, I believe, our last socially quarantined video, we did this and took a more in-depth look at this motion. The one where our arms come out to the sides. We will shift our weight, in this case to the right, turn to the left. One arm comes down in front, the other arm comes down behind the body, and then you're pulled back to center. So just observe for just a moment to make sure you can follow along with this motion. So I'm going to turn to the side to give another view of this. So again, the arms will float up. We'll shift our weight in one direction, turn to the other, back to center. Showing what that looks like from the other side, like this. What I want you to do is listen to your body. When those arms fall down, you're going to almost feel as though your body is pulled back to center and your weight is pulled back to where you're equally weighted on both legs. If we're tense through the legs, we won't find that, so we want to make sure we're nice and relaxed. So since I've asked you to observe, you're probably not grounded, so take just a moment here to feel nice and grounded again. Feet sinking into the ground, head top raising, tailbone is gently tucked underneath. Then we'll go ahead, letting the feet help and sink into the ground. The arms float up to the sides. We shift our weight over to the right, turn to the left, let the arms fall gently, and we're pulled back to center. So again, the arms will come up, feeling the feet press into the ground. Shift your weight, this time to the left while turning to your right. The arms fall and back to center. So we're going to do that a few more times on each side. So again, arms up, shift your weight to the right, turn to your left, arms come down, back to center. Again, this time shifting the weight over to the left, turning to the right, letting the arms come down and looking to be pulled back to center. So we'll do this one last time on each side. Again, really listen to that body. So one last time, this time turning towards the right and back to center. Very nice. From here, while we're nice and grounded, we're going to go right into our breathing. As always, we're going to do it twice. We want to be nice and relaxed when we do this. When I say hang and we inhale, we're going to very gently pull the stomach in. At ha, we're going to let the stomach relax back out while we're grounded and going through all these arm motions. So go ahead, make sure you feel nice and grounded. Then hang, we inhale, the arms float out to the sides, and ha. Hang, we inhale, arms cross in front, and ha. Hang, keep the wrists together, flip them through, and ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Look for the involvement of the feet here. Hang, feel that drawing sensation, and ha. Feel the feet press more firmly into the ground. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, turning and looking to your left. Ha. Head back to center. Hang, turning and looking to your right. ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang. Inhaling, let the arms float up in front. And ha. Exhale, drop the weight through the soles of the feet. Gently bend to follow. Hang. As you rise, do so slowly and from the feet. And ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Letting the arms cross gently in front. And ha. Exhale, your left arm goes up, right arm goes down. Hang. Inhale, arms cross in front again. And ha. Now your right arm goes up, your left arm goes down. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. On the next inhale, the arms float out to the sides. Hang. Ha. Hang. Let the arms cross in front again. Ha. Hang. Ha. Very nice. Check in with yourself and just ask, how did you do with that? Is this beginning to become more familiar to you? Are you staying light on your feet and finding those weight shifts? For example, when we turn and look to the left, are you shifting your weight that little bit to the right and vice versa? Also, when the arms float up in front and that left hand is going up, look for that weight shift to the right. And then as the arms cross in front, look for the body to be pulled back to center, to be double weighted. And then as the right arm goes up, you'll shift your weight just a little bit over to the left. Hopefully you're finding these things for yourself by now. Let's go ahead and do this again, keeping it nice and relaxed. And also making sure those feet are involved right off the bat. Hang. Ha. 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 Ha. Hang. hang, ha, 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 hang, ha. Good. Hopefully going through that the second time felt even better than going through it the first time did. Always keep in mind the more we practice or are able to go through these things, whether it's the breathing sequence, the warm-ups, anything, any of the standing meditations or things like that, we know the more we practice them, the better off we are. So, you're going to get something completely new and different for you to begin practicing after today's session. Today I have decided to show you what is one of my favorite postures, and that posture, and again for this you're just going to observe, is grasp the sparrow's tail, roll back, that turns into press, and then we withdraw. So, again, this time I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what this looks like. You might notice I'm in bow and arrow stance as we do this. I am grasping the sparrow's tail, shifting the weight back, rolling back, then press, and we'll withdraw. So, there's a lot that goes into this motion and this series of moves. Keep in mind that when we practice Tai Chi, all motions are going to originate from the turning of the waist. That's because that's where that lower dantian, our body's storehouse for our Qi, is located at the waist. So all movements are going to originate from the turning of the waist. The arms and even the rest of the body are just kind of following along for this. So what we're going to do is go ahead and remember for this I'm going to be mirroring you. So I'm going to ask that you go ahead, shift your weight over to your right and step forward with your left foot. Adjust that back foot to a 45-degree angle and notice that we are now in bow and arrow stance with that left foot forward. Do check in with the body and make sure you feel good in this stance. You want to make sure there's that small gap between the feet. We haven't put our ankles on the same plane like this. We've got that nice space. We have our legs light, the knees are both bent, and we have that tailbone lightly tucked underneath. Now we're going to extend both arms in front of us. Since we have the left leg forward, the left hand is going to be at a slightly higher level. Left palm is up, right palm is down. While this posture is called grasp the sparrow's tail, for whatever reason, I always imagine I have a pretty peacock sitting on the up hand and I can play with its tail with the hand that's down. So right now we have our weight on the forward foot, so our weight is on the left. We're going to shift our weight to the back foot. We turn from the waist. The hands follow along. So as I turn, I'm rolling back. So what that does is take my arms and turn them. So now I have my right palm up and my left palm is down. I am going to allow my right palm to rotate so my fingers are up. That is going to, my right palm is going to touch my left wrist. I'll turn my waist back to the front and then shift my weight forward and press. From there, I'll allow the hands to separate and shift my weight back. Then I'm going to let my arms just kind of relax down. And then we're going to do it again. So once again, we will let the hands float up in front, the left hand at a higher level than the right hand, the palm is up. We've got our weight on that forward left foot. So we shift our weight back, we turn from the waist to roll back, the hands follow. At this point, I have my left palm down, my right palm is up. So I'm going to rotate my right palm so that the fingers are up. That's going to come into my left wrist as I turn back to center, or back to front, and then press. And the hands separate, and I let them fall. Now, I'm going to turn myself to the side so you get another angle of that, so you can see again exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to make sure I am in bow and arrow stance here. Again, we have the one hand is up higher than the other hand. We will shift the weight back to the back foot, turn from the waist, allowing the hands to follow along. The palms have now changed position. We're going to let in this case, your right hand fingers float up, presses into the left wrist. We press, the hands separate, and then for now, we're just going to let the arms relax. And then we're going to do it again. So again, we have the weight on that forward left foot, left palm is up. We shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back. The arms flip and follow along. Turn back to center, press, the hands separate, and we withdraw, letting the arms float down. So we're going to do that a couple more times on this side. I'm simply turning back to front. So again, grasp the sparrow's tail, that left hand's up higher, shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, turn back to center, letting the right palm rotate up, press, hands separate, we withdraw, and allow the hands to float down. Let's do this 2 more times on this side. So again, weights on the front foot, we are grasping the sparrow's tail. We'll shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, then press, and withdraw. So one more time. Once again, we grasp the sparrow's tail, weights on the forward foot, shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, the hands follow along, turn back to front, press, hands separate, and we withdraw. Then go ahead from here and step back. You need to shake it out for a couple of seconds, whatever you need to do. And now we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. So now we are going to, from a nice grounded position, shift all the weight over to the left and step forward with that right foot. Adjust your back foot to a 45-degree angle. We have the right foot forward, so we're going to extend the hands. The right hand is at a higher level. That palm is up, your left palm is down. At this point, again, if you had that peacock sitting on your right hand, you'd be playing with its tail. We've got the weight on the forward foot, so we're going to shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, the hands follow, and at this point your left palm is up, your right palm is down. We're going to allow the fingers of the left hand to rotate up, then they are going to press into the wrist of the right hand. We press, shift the weight forward, hands separate, we withdraw by shifting the weight back and let the arms relax. So again, doing this nice and slowly, with the weight on the forward foot, we're grasping the sparrow's tail, shift the weight to the back foot, turn from the waist to roll back, the hands follow along, then allow the fingers of the left hand to move up, we press, the hands separate, and we withdraw. So I'm going to turn to the side, and so you get that other angle again. So we will go ahead, grasp the sparrow's tail, shift the weight back, turn from the waist, the arms follow along, and then from the back foot, shift the weight forward, press, the hands separate to withdraw, and we let the arms float down. So again, and I'm going to stay here in this position to let you see this view, grasp the sparrow's tail, shift the weight back, roll back, press, hands separate to withdraw, and relax. So a couple more times, grasp the sparrow's tail, shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, and then press, hands separate to withdraw. Okay, so doing this one more time, grasp the sparrow's tail, shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, then press and withdraw. Then go ahead, step back. We are going to do this just a couple more times on each side, but I do want you to notice that this most likely feels easier or better, more relaxed to you on one side than the other. That is perfectly normal, and it's just a simple fact of life that we are not as perfectly balanced as we'd like to be. So expect this motion to feel easier and more fluid for you on one side than it does on the other. So we're going to go ahead, repeat this motion, this series of motions 3 more times on each side. So again, we're going to be nice and grounded. I'm going to ask that you all shift your weight over to your left, step forward with that right foot, make sure the back foot's at that 45-degree angle. Extend the arms in front of you because you have your right foot forward, your right arm is at a higher level with the palm up, weight's on the front foot. We shift our weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, turn back to front to press, and withdraw, letting the hands float down. Then again, grasp the sparrow's tail, weight's on the front foot, shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, the arms follow, and then press, hands separate to withdraw. Let's do this one last time on this side. So again, grasp the sparrow's tail, shift the weight, turn from the waist to roll back, shift the weight front to press, hands separate to withdraw, and from here we'll step back. Make sure we feel nice and grounded here in horse riding stance. Then we'll shift our weight forward with the left foot, adjusting that back foot to a 45-degree angle. And then, since we've got our weight on the forward left foot, our left hand is at a higher angle, palm up. We'll shift the weight back, turn from the waist to roll back, and then press. The hands separate, we withdraw, the arms float down. And then we'll go ahead, arms come back up. Once again, we've got the weight on that forward foot. Shift the weight back, turn from the waist, roll back, press, withdraw. One last time on this side. Again, grasp that sparrow's tail, shift the weight, roll back, press, withdraw, and from here, go ahead and step back. The biggest request I can make of anyone watching this video is that they be easy on themselves and know that because Tai Chi is difficult, if that doesn't feel right to you, that's perfectly normal. This series of posture is something that it takes Tai Chi practitioners. They have to practice this series 100 times at least before it feels comfortable and they get that fluidity of motion. So if you've only done it a grand total of 10 times on each side and you're thinking this feels a little bit weird, it's perfectly normal. As I said earlier, the more we can practice with that, the better it will feel. So the last thing I'll kind of leave you with is a tip for practicing. Even if you are full of natural talent and the outlier to Tai Chi, and that felt great for you, even though it's the first time you've done it. If you do not practice that series of moves again at some point in time today, chances are when you get up tomorrow morning and you're going to go down and practice and You're going to be like, okay, I'm grasping the sparrow's tail. I have no idea what I did after that. If, however, you practice this series of moves again at some point in time today, grasp the sparrow's tail, roll back, press, and withdraw, then that's going to help solidify that from your short-term memory into your long-term memory. You'll be a lot more likely to remember this and to be able to practice it on your own. So that's just kind of one of those helpful tips. Go ahead, practice as much as you can. Make sure too that these movements are really originating from the feet. So let's go ahead to end today's segment. We'll take just a moment, feel like we are nice and grounding, that feeling of the weight sinking down through the feet and the head top rising. And let's go ahead and take 3 nice breaths in and out together. So hang, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me.